Hello, Assalamu alaikum, and a very pleasant morning one and all present here. Today we are going to see the cell evolution. Okay, it is also an important question. It will ask in 5 mark and 10 mark also. Okay, including cell evolution and the cell theory, it will ask for 10 mark. Did you get okay, girls? Then the cell evolution. Do you know what is that cell evolution? Okay, some of the oldest cells on the earth are single cell organisms. That is called bacteria. You know now? Okay, did you get it? Fossil records indicates that mounds of bacteria once covered young earth. Okay, some began making their own food using carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and energy which they harvested from the sun. Okay, this process is called photosynthesis. Okay, guys, this process produced enough oxygen to change Earth's atmosphere. Afterward, new oxygen-breathing life forms came onto the scene with a population of increasingly diverse bacterial life. This stage was set for some amazing things to happen. Okay, bacteria is single-celled organism with a circular DNA molecules and no organelles. The endosymbiotic theory. See, it's a cell. The young Earth supported many types of bacteria. Photosynthetic bacteria, oxygen breathing bacterium, etc. Okay. Most membrane enclosed organelles, including the nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus. Probably it is originated from deep folds in the plasma membrane. Mitochondria and chloroplast originated as bacterial cell that came to live inside larger cells. Okay, see, it's an animal cell and this is a plant cell. You know that. Okay, the nucleus is present center in animal cell and it present inside side of the top in plant cells. Okay, modern animal cells and plant cells contain many organelles that serves as compartment for different cellular activities. There is a compelling evidence that mitochondria and chloroplast were once primitive bacterial cells. This evidence is described in the endosymbiotic theory. How did? Okay, endosymbiotic theory. How this theory will get the name? Symbiosis occurs when two different species benefits from living and working together. Okay. When one organism actually lives inside the other, it's called endosymbiosis. The endosymbiotic theory describes how a large host cells and ingested bacteria could easily become dependent on another for survival. Okay, and a resulting permanent relationship over millions of years of evolution. Mitochondria and chloroplast have become more specialized, and today they cannot live outside the cell. In the field of science, a theory is a well-established explanation based on extensive experimentation and observation. Okay, that is cell theory. Okay, and mitochondria have DNA. Mitochondria and chloroplast have striking similarities to bacteria cells. They have their own DNA, which is separate from the DNA found in the nucleus of the cell. And both organelles use their DNA to produce many proteins and enzymes required for their functions. A double membrane surrounds both mitochondria and chloroplast. Further evidence that each was ingested by a primitive host. The two organelles also reproduce like bacteria, replicating their own DNA. Bacteria will replicate their own DNA and directing their own division. The history of evolution. Mitochondrial DNA, that is mtDNA, has a unique pattern of inheritance. It is passed down directly from mother to child, and it accumulates changes much more slowly than other types of DNA. Because of its unique characteristics, mtDNA has provided important clues about evolutionary history. Example, differences in mitochondrial DNA are examined to estimate how closely related one species to another. Okay girls, did you get it? What is the evolution of cell? Have any doubt? Okay, if you have any doubt, please ask me. Okay. Cell theory. Cell theory is the historic scientific theory now universally accepted that living organisms are made up of cells, that they are the basic structural organizational unit of all organisms, and that all cells come from pre-existing cells. Cells are the basic unit of structure in all organisms and also the basic unit of reproduction. Okay. The three tenets to the cell theory are as described. All living organisms are composed of one or more cells. The cell is the basic unit of structure and organization in organisms. Cells arise from pre-existing cells. There is no universally accepted definition of life. Some biologists consider that non-cellular entities such as viruses living organisms, and thus reasonably disagree with the first tenet. Okay, now the history of cell. We continue improvement made to microscopes over time. Magnification technology advanced enough to discover cells in the 17th century. This discovery is largely attributed to Robert Hooke and began the scientific study of cells, and known as cell biology. A century later, many debates about cell began amongst scientists. Okay, they debate about the cells. Most of the debates involve the nature of cellular regeneration. Okay, in debates, most of the, involves the question that is nature of cellular regeneration and the idea of cells are as a fundamental unit of life. Cell theory was eventually formulated in 1839. This is usually credited to Matthias Schleiden and Theodor Stavan. However, many other scientists like Rodolph Virchow contributed to the theory. It was an important step in the movement away from spontaneous generation. Okay, discovery of cells. The cell was first discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665, which can be found to be described in his book Micrographia. Okay, Robert Hooke book, which describes in his, and in this book he gave 60 observations in detail of various objects. Okay, one observation was from very thin slices of bottle cork, who discovered a multitude of tiny pores that he named cells. This came from Latin word cella, meaning a small room. Okay. Then Anton von Leeuwenhoek is another scientist who saw the cells soon after Hooke did. He made use of a microscope containing improved lenses that could magnify objects almost 300 folds or 270. Under these microscopes, Leeuwenhoek found motile objects. Okay, later, the Royal Society on October 9, 1676, he states that mortality is the equality of life. Mortality is a quality of life. Therefore, these were living organisms. Okay, he wrote many more papers in which he describes many specific forms of microorganisms. Leeuwenhoek named these animalcules, which included protozoa and other unicellular organisms like bacteria. The cells in animals' tissues were observed after plants were because the tissues were so fragile and susceptible to tearing. It was difficult for such thin slices to be prepared for stirring. But biologists believed that there was a fundamental unit to life. Okay, we're unsure that this was okay. It would not be until over 100 years later that this fundamental unit was connected to cellular structure and existence of life cells in animals or plants. Okay, in 1804, Carl Rudolphi and J.H.F. Fleming were awarded the prize for solving the problem of nature of cells. It means they were the first to prove that cells had independent cell walls by the Kongresscientia der Wissenschaft, Royal Society of Science. Okay, it had been thought that cells shared walls and the fluid passed between them this way. Cell theory. See, here's Matthias Jacobs Staledin. Then Theodor Stavan, who described the proposed. And developing cell theory is usually given to scientists, that is Theodor Stavan and Matthias Jacobs Sheridan. While Rudolf Virchow contributed to the theory, he is not as credited for his attribution towards. In 1839, Sheridan suggested that every structural part of a plant was made up of cells or the result of cells. He also suggested that cells were made by a crystallization process, either within other cells or from the outside. However, this was not an original idea of Sheridan. He claimed this theory of his own. Okay, so Bartholomew Dumoutier had stated it years before him. This crystallization process is no longer accepted with modern cell theory. Okay. Then Theodor Stavan states that all along with plants and animals are composed of cells are the product of cells in their structures. This was a major advancement in the field of biology, since little was known about animal structure up to this point. Compared to plants, from this conclusion about plants and animals, two of the three tenets of cell theory were postulated. That is, cell is the most basic unit of life. Then living organisms are composed of one or more cells. Okay. Then modern interpretations. Generally accepted parts of modern cell theory, which includes all known living things, are made up of one or more cells. All living cells arise from pre-existing cells by division. The cell is the fundamental unit of structure and function in all living organisms. The activity of an organism depends on the total activity of independent cells. Okay, did you get it? Energy flow, metabolism, and biochemistry. Energy flow occurs within the cells. Cells contain DNA, which is found especially in the chromosomes, and RNA found in the cell nucleus and cytoplasm. Seventh one is all cells are basically the same in chemical composition in organisms of similar species. Modern version. The modern version of the cell theory includes the ideas that are energy flow occurs within the cells. Hereditary information about the DNA is passed on from cell to cell. All cells have the same basic chemical composition. Okay. See the types of cells: prokaryotic cells, eukaryotic cells. Okay. Prokaryotes are relatively small cells surrounded by the plasma membrane with a characteristic cell walls that may differ in composition depending on the particular organisms. Prokaryotes lack a nucleus, although they do have circular or linear DNA, and other membrane bound organelles, though they do contain ribosomes. The protoplasm of a prokaryote contains the chromosomal region that appears as fibrous deposit under the microscope, and the cytoplasm. Bacteria and archaea are the two domains of prokaryotes. Okay guys, did you understand? Have any doubt? Then eukaryotes. Eukaryotic cells are also surrounded by the plasma membrane, but on the other hand, they have distinct nuclei bound by a nuclear membrane or envelope. Eukaryotic cells also contain membrane bound organelles such as mitochondria, chloroplast, lysosomes, rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulums, vacuoles. In addition, they possess organized chromosomes which store genetic material. Okay, animals have evolved a greater diversity of cell types in a multicellular body. 100 to 150 different cell types. Okay, it's compared to 10 to 20 in plants, fungi, and protectista. Okay, have any doubt, girls? Now you know what are the how the cell evolution and the cell theory. It's an important question. It may ask in 5 mark or 10 mark. Okay. Allah Hafiz. Take care.